Dark, quite dreary day in Hobart today. One of those days you wish you were in the Northern Hemisphere or could move between the Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere and just follow the sun. It was okay this morning, but the lights disappeared on me, so hopefully you're not getting too many dark shadows on my work surface here. Today I'm going to be showing you my customer card for the month of August 2021. It's this little card here. It's been featuring a fair bit on my business page recently because it's just, well, in my opinion, it's just beautiful. The paper, particularly that I've used, the Blackberry Beauty designer series paper, is really a highlight of the current Stampin' Up product range. So I really love it. And this Scrappy strip technique that I've used is a good way of using the scrap, so you don't waste a single thing. You do actually, I actually sort of been making scraps on purpose so that I can make this card. And anyone who joined in a couple of weeks ago would have seen my son Sam, my youngest son Sam, make a sort of a slightly more elaborate version of this technique for his girlfriend, which she absolutely adored, by the way. Okay, so as I say, the Blackberry Beauty designer series paper is in the current mini catalogue. I know some of our Northern Hemisphere friends haven't got this paper available to them yet, but when they do, I'm sure it will be a highlight. I'll just show you. It comes with a whole suite. You can buy the whole suite if you want. If I can find it, it's here somewhere. Here we go. So basically the suite includes, and I'll just get that into the middle of the shot, the Beauty of Tomorrow stamp set, which I'll be using today. Some really nice dies that basically work with the images as well. As I say, this beautiful paper with some beautiful Blackberry Bliss and Rich Raspberry colours. The ribbon, which I'll also provide a length of that in your kit. It's up to you whether you use it or not. Some gold shimmer vellum, which I haven't actually used yet, and I forgot that I had until I just looked at that picture, so I'll have to give that a bit of a go as well. And the sort of accessories pack, which also I haven't actually got to use yet. I just can't get past this beautiful paper. A little bit of self-promotion. This is our mini catalogue, which is valid from now through to the end of December. If you haven't got an active demonstrator and you'd like to grab a copy, please let me know. It's got our Christmas holiday sort of sets in there, and as we know, Christmas is a great time for getting into the craft room. Also, at the moment, we have Celebration, which is a great time to buy. There's a whole series of freebies there if you spend multiples of 90 Australian dollars. That's because I'm in Australia. You can pick some freebies out of that, and there are some really nice little extras there. This sheep is wonderful. I've got it, both the stamps and the dies, and I'll be bringing them out fairly soon as well. I haven't touched too many of the things out of this catalogue yet because I didn't really want to rub in that they weren't available to customers yet, but I will definitely start using them a bit more now. So those are the catalogues. Please reach out, as I say, if you're in Australia and you don't have a current demonstrator. I see a few people on. That's really great. Kay and Jenny. Someone who's part of our card group, could you share this video over to the group, to Card Making, Paper Crafts and More, just so that the people over there can jump on as well. So if you could just, somebody who's in the group could just do that for me, it would be great, much appreciated. Anyway, so, and just say you've shared it, put it in the comments if you've done it, that would be great. Okay, one more little thing here is I've got one set of the cards for my August Funfold class left over. I got a bit crazy and did one extra. So if you haven't purchased this in Australia, if you're in Australia and haven't purchased this one and would like to, jump on. It's $20 for the set of 3 cards. And you can see the finished products on my Facebook page. But yeah, I have one set left over, $20, including postage, if you'd like to yell out. I'll provide bank details if you haven't bought from me before. Okay, so let's get started. That's enough self-promotion for today. As I say, this is my customer bonus card. which is probably a little bit more self-promotion. But if you order online during the month of August, I'll give you the kit to make this little card at home. So let's get started. We'll do the Scrappy strips technique. I won't be using the stamp set on the front, but I'm going to pop something from it on the inside. Okay, your kit will come looking something like this. As I say, I'm going to give you a length of this beautiful shiny ribbon. Whether you use it or not is entirely up to you. I don't think the card needs it, but just so you can, you've got it just in case you want to add that little bit of extra to your finished card. It's entirely up to you, and I've given you a length of that. Okay, I've given you the card base, which is my normal size card base, 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. Apologies there, I've got my camera a little bit closer than I normally do. I thought it would be better with this particular technique to go in a bit closer, so I may go out of focus a bit. We'll see if it works. I can move a bit further away if not. Okay, normal size card base, a panel of Whisper White for the inside, basic white. You've got a slightly smaller panel of Blackberry Bliss, and I know it looks very dark in the camera, but it is actually Blackberry Bliss. Not that I can say that, and it's slightly smaller than the card base, and that's the one that we're going to be using to put our little Scrappy strips on. So I've already cut the Scrappy strips, and this is how they'll come in your pack. They're a little bit longer than the piece of cardstock we're going to be putting them on. Obviously, we're going to sort of trim the edges nice and neat. I've also given you 2 of the little sentiment boxes. I've given you one in the Blackberry Bliss. I'm not going to say that right. It's a tongue twister for me. One in the Blackberry Bliss, which I have used on my original card with gold embossing, which I think is sets it off really nicely. But if you don't have what you need to do gold embossing at home, I've given you this one in polished pink, which is the lighter colour from the paper. And I think you probably could get away with popping the polished pink on if you just wanted to stamp that in black. You'd probably get away with that, no worries at all. So you've got your choice there. And what I'll do, this one, I'll actually do it in the polished pink, and I'll show you, I'll use both of them and show you a cute little technique with this tailored stamp. So that's the tailored punch I've used to create that, and that's in the current catalogue as well. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thanks for sharing over to the card group. Appreciate it. Okay, and I have lost focus there, unfortunately. No, it's back. I think I am a little bit close. Just bear with me for a minute, guys. I'm going to actually bring the camera a little bit further away. It may wobble a tiny bit, but I think you guys will get better focus if I do. Okay, I'll just pop it there. Forgive me. I'm sure my editor-in-chief will edit that out when he edits the video for me. Okay, so there we are. That probably will be a bit better for focus. The camera struggles a little bit close up. Okay, so let's get started. So as I say, this is the smaller single piece of Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to start layering up our Scrappy strips. Okay, so I've got strips of each of the 6 designer series paper from the set here. And I'll just show you these because they are really lovely. There's got the gold ones there and some very nice just plain tone-on-tone papers as well. And they've got pretty embossed detail on the back as well. So I'm going to be using all of these sort of Blackberry Bliss pinky sort of auburn magenta-y sort of coloured ones. I suppose they'd be burgundy coloured ones on our card. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful designer series paper. Worth it just on its own, really. So with the Scrappy strip technique, you basically cut your scraps, or if you want to cut them on purpose, you cut them sort of, the way I do them is sort of slightly thicker at one end than the other. So I think it goes from basically 5/8 of an inch down to 3/8 of an inch, just sort of randomly. And you have sort of multiples of those. I have seen the same technique done with strips the same length. Thick strips, thin strips, it's entirely up to you, whichever way you feel you want to go with it. It's very, very personal. So as I say, and whatever you've got in the craft stash at the moment can be used. So what I do with this one is I basically grab my glue. I'm going to take my glasses off. Glasses on, glasses off. take your glue and I did put the pin through that glue, so it should have worked. It's just decided to clag up again. Hang on, I've got a pin here that I decided it was going to be my little TARDIS, little Dalek there with a pin in it, just to get that glue if it decided to die again. Must be something in that one. So you basically just grab your strips and you layer them up. So this first one I'm going to do totally sort of hard up on the edge, on the bottom edge. Try not to overdo the glue, especially at the ends, because you'll stick to your table or make too much glue mess like me. So I'll just get rid of it as I go. And there I've got a bit on my table as well. Went too far to the end. Okay, so then I'm going to actually alternate between a sort of shiny strip and a sort of tone-on-tone strip. And I'm going to put them so that they alternate between thick and thin. So, you know, thin at this end for the first one, then a thick one, and then a thin one, and then a thick one, and then a thin one. Just sort of working my way up the paper. Now, he's a very difficult glue, and I don't like him. Let's try another one. He's very difficult too. Must be getting to that point with my glues. This was supposed to be the perfect video with no mistakes or gaffes. And I was all prepared, but anyway, it's all good. So I'm going to leave probably 1/16 of an inch between each piece and just try and make it even, sort of like the same distance at both ends. And as I say, we're going to work our way up the page. So there are some nice sort of browns and cinnamon ciders and stuff colours in them as well. So if you're using a different card base, you could also use the browns. So like a early espresso card base would be lovely as well. There's a fair few sort of lovely chocolatey browns in there. Okay, so I'm just working my way up. I should put my glasses back on so I can see the comments. Okay, so let's try another tone-on-tone strip there. And this time the thick end is at my right-hand side. Okay, so, you know, you can use to glue these down or to secure these down, you could use double-sided tape. Glue, you could use snail. Snail would probably be good and you wouldn't make as much mess as me. Yeah, anything that you've got at home. As I say, once your card kit comes, it's entirely up to you how you put it together. Yes, so as I say, customer, place an order online through my online store during August, and you'll get this card kit. Doesn't matter the size of the order, any order, and I'll send you the card kit through. Of course, lovely big orders would be appreciated, but any order is much appreciated. So what have I got now? What am I up to? We might go this one. I don't think I've used this one yet. So I think you need at least 9 strips of the dimensions that I've described, you know, between 5/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch at one end. I think I need 9 to completely cover this little piece of cardstock. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe it's 7 or 8, but anyway, I'll give you 9 in your kit and you can go for it. Thin end, thick end. Now you will probably get to the top and find, like I have there, that you've got the tiniest gap in the world there that you may or may not be able to get an extra strip on. I was hoping that there'd be more room than that so I could show you how to do the very end strip. Let's see how we go. And you see there I've got just the tiniest strip at the top, which is hardly enough for a single piece of cardstock. So I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. I must have made these a bit thicker than my original card. Okay, so what you would do if you had a bigger gap, so if you'd have put your cardstock closer together, I would suggest, rather than for the very last one, rather than putting your glue on your strip, I would pop a tiny bit of glue on the cardstock and then position the strip in place. I'm not going to bother because by the time I left the gap, there wouldn't be any room for the actual paper. So I'm going to leave it at that. And some of you lucky people will grab those extra strips in your kits when you place an order, as I mentioned. Okay, so we've got that. So what we might do is just let that dry for a second, because everything's a bit gluey and a bit sticky, and I'm a bit gluey and sticky. What we can do is have a look at the inside of our card. So what I'm going to do is just glue this inner in. And I thought I might actually use, that's the bad glue. I thought I might actually use one of the stamps from the actual Beauty of Tomorrow, which is the stamp set that comes with the stamp set in the suite. Guys, are just, glues are just, it must be humid or something. I don't know. Glues are not behaving themselves at all. Oh, goodness me. So much for the perfect video. I can feel that they both have glue in there, which is the frustrating thing. They've both got glue in there. They're both quite full. There must be something clogging it, and I'm just pushing it back when I put the needle through, and it works its way forward again. Okay, so we've got that there. That's our inside panel. And then what I thought I'd do, and I haven't even opened this one to get the little stickers on, as you can see, but I do like this little spray of leaves here. So I thought, just to show you and I won't bother putting the sticker on just now, just to show you this particular image, I'll grab a block. Forgive me if there's a crash bang while I get the block out. I'll put the sticker on it later. And I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss because, you know, why not? Seem to be Blackberry Blissed to excess at the moment. And I'm just going to bring that little flower just there, just a spray of leaves, I mean. So that's a really nice little image you can see there. It's sort of almost like a drawing line. It's sort of got that sort of fuzzy look about it that's really, really nice with some of the Stampin' Up stamps, that they look sort of really natural and like you've just got your pen set out and drawn it yourself. But there's also, actually I might use the little bird as well. There's also this cute little bird. He is so cute. Little sparrow or lark or something. Some northern hemisphere bird probably. So I might pop him on as well, just for good measure. This is the first time I've used this stamp set, as you can tell, so it's interesting for me to see what the images look like as well. So he's flying. Which way is he flying? That way. So I might bring him in from that corner. So he's flying into something. Oh, he's so sweet. And he again has that sort of pencil drawn sort of look to him as well. I'll just let that focus on him. So they're really lovely, actually. I like that. So I'll put like a sentiment in there as well. But I might just leave it blank for now. So yeah, those images, that's the Beauty of Tomorrow stamp set. That's really, really nice. I have to experiment with that a bit more. Okay, so we'll pop our card base away. I'm going to trim off the edges now, the overlap. You see we've got, because our paper was a bit big, I'll grab my little guillotine. Haven't had it out for a little while, so hopefully it works. Just line it up with the edge. Glasses off again. Just line it up with the edge and chop those ends so they're basically just in line with the cardstock. Now, at this point, you would add your ribbon if you wanted to. Yes, at this point you would add your ribbon. So what I would do if I was adding the ribbon would be just lay it across and secure it with some double-sided tape behind there, like that, before I put it onto my card base. But as I say, I don't think I'm going to use it because I think there's enough gold happening there, and I really don't want to detract from the paper. So what I'm going to do now is just glue that straight onto the card base. That glue's coming out like there's no tomorrow. It's famine or feast with my glues at the moment. So I'm just popping that. You're going to get a little bit of a gap all the way around. Even more at that bottom there because the cardstock pulls up a little bit further than it should, but that's all right. That looks good. Okay, so there you are. You've got your card base already there. Okay, so as I say, with the original one, the one I did on for display, I took my little tailored tag and did the gold embossing on it, and I actually think, I think that's a lovely method. But if you don't do gold embossing, or you haven't got gold embossing, as I say, I'm going to give you this polished pink box. So I'll grab my Blackberry Bliss again. I'm going to use my favourite fallback stamp, my happy birthday stamp from Peaceful Moments, which always seems to come out when I'm doing general cards. So I'll happy birthday that. I'm going to use, as I say, the Blackberry Bliss just to keep the whole beautiful colour scheme going. Just like that. And what I'm going to do, just to, since you will have both boxes tags there if you want them, I'm going to mount the polished pink one on the Blackberry Bliss one, but because they're both the same size, I'm going to cut the Blackberry Bliss one in half, just straight through the centre like that. Doesn't matter if you're 100% accurate with your cutting. And then bring in your glue. Put a little bit of glue on both bits, and then just line them up with your original one, just so that you get a touch of the Blackberry Bliss showing top and bottom. So you get just a tiny little, and I'll show you in a second, a tiny little bit of Blackberry Bliss at the top, and then a tiny bit at the bottom. So it just makes these quite simple little tags, just that little bit more special. And it's a good thing that the glue lets me have some wriggle time, because that had moved terribly. That one didn't look very special at all. Okay, there you go. And that will also soften the difference between the Blackberry Bliss of the card and the polished pink of your sentiment box. So there we are. So I'll just let you get focused on that. Nothing's focused because I haven't got my glasses on. Let you focus on that for a second, so you can see just a little bit top and bottom. Jenny, you've asked a question. What set is it? It's the Beauty of Tomorrow is in the Blackberry Bliss Suite collection. Not Blackberry Bliss, Blackberry Beauty. So yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so final step with this one is I'm going to grab some dimensionals or some foam squares and mount that up. Grabbed little ones here. I probably would normally use big ones, but I've just used whatever I grabbed. There we are. I didn't want to come away. Okay, I'm just going to pop that on the sort of bottom, towards the bottom right hand corner, just there. I'll try and make it straight. It's a bit hard with the strips because the strips are all sort of quite sort of crooked on purpose, and so it's a bit hard to line the sentiment box up, but that's okay. Okay, so there we are. That's the sentiment there. Look, you might decide when you get your kit that you just want to leave the sentiment off completely and just leave it as a blank card, and I probably wouldn't blame you. But as I say, I think the highlight would be to do gold embossing if that's what you have got at home. I would go that way. But, you know, that's quite nice as well. It doesn't stand out too badly with the trim of the Blackberry Bliss around it. Okay, so that is my customer card for the month of August. As I say, if you would like to grab a kit with that one to make it home, please place an order during the month, and I will send you the kit straight to your door as a thank you from me, no extra charge. Okay, so as I say, I've got kits for my November, or one kit for my August Fun Fold left if somebody would like to claim that for $20. Celebration, mini catalogue, all happening at the moment. Great joining offers that usually come with Celebration. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, even just as a hobby stamper, you're very, very welcome to join my team. But anyway, it's been great today, short and sweet. I've got so much housework today, you guys wouldn't believe it. Or maybe you would. Anyway, so I will catch you all again next time. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe, everyone in lockdown. Be thinking of you. Hope you get time for lots of crafting. So I will see you all next time.